British will be subservient to the Parliament. People are sitting there waiting patiently for their saviour to come. The cult has been adding more and more and more layers to its controls. People are sitting there waiting patiently.
Alright
for their
guys,
saviour to come.
welcome to the Boh Sho. Here's some David
The
I.
cult has been
Always
adding
open to new
more and
ideas,
more
so
and
let's have a
more
listen to what he has
layers
to say.
to its control system, to the point now where, unless you have a no brain cell on active duty, you can see that this control system is unfolding all around us. And that's been happening while people have been waiting for their saviour to come. A lot of religious people won't like me saying that. Well, they just have to do the other thing, because I have no problem with them believing what they believe. Good luck to them. And there are still those, staggeringly, who see their saviour as the very authority that is enslaving them. So during the COVID, we've got to stop, through fear, doing what this authority tells us, because we fear not doing so. And we've got to stop looking outside of ourselves for a saviour. They're not coming. But we don't need them. People say to me still, but what can we do? And I just say, 8 billion humans being manipulated and having their lives directed towards a nightmare. Number of people directing them, absolutely tiny by comparison. So what can we do? I can't work it out. What can we possibly do? I mean, there's 8 billion of us and there's a relative handful of them. I mean, what can we do? I mean, it's a mystery, isn't it?
It's a mystery, isn't it? It is a mystery. Hello.
How can a handful of people, even with all the gophers and compliant gophers around them, like government administrators and local council administrators and police and military and all these people, journalists, pass for it. Add all them into the mix and you've still got a tiny, tiny number of the 8 billion. How can they impose their will on 8 billion unless the 8 billion are fundamentally playing their part in doing so by giving their power away without question, giving their power away through fear, and looking for a bloody saviour instead of realising that they are the saviour. It's impossible. You couldn't do it. So when people say it's them, well, yes, it is in terms of they're doing the manipulation. But why is the world as it is? Because of us, not them. They couldn't do it without our acquiescence, compliance. So, what's the answer? Well, the answer is staring back at us in the mirror. And here's the rub. It always was. When we grasp that, it's over. But not until. People are sitting there waiting patiently.
Yeah, interesting, huh? I would agree that we are in some ways waiting for something. Because we do need, we realise that the system is not functioning correctly. That the system is actually, it's pushing us apart now. We're becoming splintered. It's becoming becoming splintered. We're becoming isolated. We're becoming disenfranchised. We're becoming, like, in some ways, our... What have you got
some
there?
birthday cake.
Oh, amazing. Yeah, I'd love some birthday cake. Thank you. Oh,
That was super fucking special to me.
oh
It really
isn't
was.
it so
I had a little tear in my eye.
Oh.
It's beautiful.
Thank you. Wow, birthday cake. Fleur had her birthday tonight. Made a cake, had a card, saying happy birthday. The things you do when you live in community is celebrate everyone's birthday. I think it's almost it's an excuse, any excuse to celebrate. So good. Yeah. So this is the problem with being distracted. Hello. How are you? Hey, oh wow. What, not all of them? You sure? Okay, thank you. Wow, blueberries as well. Special, very special. Wow, chocolate and blueberries. What a combination. Who was the inventor of these things? They did a very good job. Super tasty. Got a very unique taste, blueberries. Alright, so without distractions, and when I say distractions I mean like losing my where I was going, my conversation. We're saying that we need somebody to actually write down what we're saying, and then if we get sidetracked we can come back to it. Because it'd be good to, follow on a particular topic. And you find with podcasts, that especially with random people sitting down, that it can go all different directions, which is good as well. You want that. But hey, let's talk about particular topics. So this podcast, I wanted to talk about history, because I really, obviously, looking into tribal systems of the past. And these are all my ideas, and they're just ideas. I don't know if any of it is true, but for me, like delving into history and reading through what we're told as opposed to maybe what happened, it's tough going to know exactly what did happen, but there's a general gist what I feel like I've uncovered that I'd love to share. Because why not? It's like let's start. Maybe this my idea or what I see as truth may have some truth to it, and that might open up other people's minds, and then we can all look into it together. Because I feel that our history has definitely been changed. I don't believe the history of what actually happened has been shown to us. And there's many ways to change history. For one is to just wipe all mention of it. There's other ways when maybe history is a little bit harder to change, because there's so much evidence of a particular civilization. Then you twist it to make them look like they're idiots, like they're bad people. So then that takes away from who they actually were. And there's been a few different people throughout history where I feel that that's been twisted on them. And a really great example of that is Genghis Khan. Like, we're told that he was the worst man in history. And, like when you look into history about Genghis Khan, it's a little bit light on information. as to what was achieved. And this is a dynasty that lasted, I think, 500 years. Let's see how long. Genghis Khan dynasty. Destiny. Dynasty. It says Mongol Empire founded in 1206. So by the 13th century, so like 100 years, they were all the way from the Pacific, and they even invaded Japan, where they attempted to, is the story, and then there was 2 typhoons that stopped them. So they were obviously, God didn't want them to get to Japan. Like, they tried to invade Japan twice, and it was 2 typhoons stopped the ships from, like, they had huge losses. And I can understand why God wouldn't want them to get to Japan, because Japanese culture is so unique and so beautiful. Like, it is a shining light on culture. There's many things that they do which is like really beautiful. Hey Amy, come to do some clay?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Can I sit with you?
Yeah, definitely. I was saying that the hardest point doing a podcast when there's lots of distraction is you forget what you're talking about. You just get like, whoosh, it just disappears. So that's the challenge, is trying to remember. Hey Monty.
One of these.
Yeah, please. Oh yeah, take
For a moment.
keep it. No, keep it over there.
Put it over there?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, no.
And it'll go missing. Or give it 5 minutes.
Well, we need to come up with a system where we just like it somehow like.
Just put a padlock on it.
Oh, yeah.
Just chain this beast,
Right.
like, so you have to pick the lighter up like this. And
Totally. Yeah. Yeah. Like it's a full concrete piece. Let's do it.
yeah, alright.
That'd be funny. And you could make us one, Amy.
What's that?
A lighter holder.
Oh yeah, were you talking about like a retractable one?
No, just a big weight with a lighter in it.
So you have to lay it down.
Well, no, you'd pick it up, but it's heavy, so you wouldn't be able to steal it. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, Genghis Khan, by 13th century, he was from the Pacific Ocean in the east to the Danube River and the shores of the Persian Gulf in the west. Like, they just dominated. And, hang on, let's see. Okay, that might be better. Can you hear me? Yeah, it just dominated. Like, I'm just looking at the map. It's the largest empire in history. Like, hang on a sec. Who is this guy? Like, why is he... We know nothing about him. And why is he considered, such a terrible man? He must have been a great man to have created an empire such as that. Must have had to be. And I don't think you can rule with an iron fist to create an empire like that. Like, you have to have created an empire that people wanted to be in. Had to have. So, Temujin, his name was, and he somehow now has his DNA is in 10% of the world population. What is? Wow! Thank you. Wow. Thank you. I'll grab a fork. Wow, looks now. Very, very blessed. Lots of very kind people here, and so everyone offers beautiful foods to each other, and I'm just one of the lucky benefactors. Yeah, so I just need a fork. I'll go grab one. 1 second. Maybe while I'm eating, I'll put another video on. 1 second.
Gradual kind of progression. It's like skidding to a stop, you know, like an unplanned stop. A little bit too sudden in this different reality, you know, to then just go, yeah. And so I feel like there's moments where there's abrasive energy where it's like, oh, there's so much energy to total reverse. Yeah, so yeah, they're pretty expanded. Yeah. Yeah. Different in well, so it might even be more complex. Like it feels fast. I don't know if fast is the word. Like larger in some way, but I'm not sure if fastness is the right word. I'm not sure what direction this only cares. This is omnipresent. I guess it goes everywhere. I don't really know how to comprehend that. Like, you say it so casually. I really like conversing with you. Like, I really do. Well, yeah, but most people don't speak into that so transparently and openly. I do. And I love that you do. And I'm just like, oh, like this is really rare.
All right, sorry, I got distracted at the kitchen. It does happen. I should have realised. Okay, I'm gonna put a TikTok video on. Let's see what randomness we get here.
See this right off the bat.
There we go. Joe Rogan. Can't go wrong with Joe.
So,
What's this about?
No, this, you know me, I'm not
Oh God, do I want to play this one?
Let me
What's it
ask you
about?
this right off the bat. Well, I don't know, I'm gonna ask you. He didn't kill himself, right? I don't believe so. Thank you. No. This, you know me, I'm not a conspiracy guy, right? I don't disappear down rabbit holes very often, but no, I don't think there's any way in hell he killed himself. Let me ask you.
Who's he
this right off
talking
the bat.
about, I wonder? Probably
Well, I'm gonna ask
Epstein.
you.
Alright, what are we going to find? Business.
Turkey, Egypt, Argentina. Spriggy is a...
Whoa! You
There we
guys
go.
are fucking demons.
The
I didn't
castle
know
is
you were
beginning
demons.
to...
What it does represent in Hindu culture is the most powerful weapon and device of the universe. Yeah. So between that George Washington
Wow.
pistol and the fact this is
I'm
a
going to
staged
move the
photo.
camera
Pistol,
because
that's
there's
a
some girls doing
console
cool stuff
from
over
a
here.
video
No,
game.
the one above it, the musket.
Oh, the one above it.
This is a staged photo. So the fact that he has that Vajra in the lower left corner, I wonder, this is conspiracy, which I'm all into, is he essentially sending a shot off the bow to the people who he thinks are going after, which is that I have knowledge of something
No, not
involving,
recently.
because here we
Is
are,
there ever-
like
maybe
we have
it's been a
Randall
while.
Carlson, you're bringing back on, there's all this speculation that
Yeah.
there has been a limitless energy device that has come
Yeah, man, I don't know.
from the
He
ancients
he
and has
went
been
with
essentially
Zeth and then
redeveloped.
come back, didn't
And
he?
then in a short period of time, you have Elon Musk posting this picture
don't
where
know.
he's also talking about that he believes that his life
Yeah,
could
he's
be in
probably
jeopardy. He's
enjoying
taking
the
certain
serenity.
security precautions. This is a staged photo. It makes no sense. November 28th, 2022, my bedside table. This is at 3:48 a.m. What is this? Either he's trolling, and maybe, or is he trying... Why would he put that Vajra in the lower left corner? The symbol that means that other people can correlate with a limitless free energy technology that may have once existed, and that's where the trident comes from.
So I don't understand was the Vajra, how did it supposedly work?
Oh, that is a whole other thing. Like I couldn't explain, but it's
But it's supposed to represent limitless energy?
Some have said that it's supposed to be
Twitter's also wild.
Everyone's
Yeah,
guessing.
unbelievably wild.
They're not
The
really
stuff
sure.
that Schellenberger's released and Matt Taibbi and all these different people that have gone over it, Barry Weiss, gone over this data and like, right, history's bullshit.
That's right. And Elon Musk has all the secrets.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, history's bullshit. Just what I was saying.
All aspects of it.
Yep. What have the conspiracies been wrong about in the last few years?
Well, that was Elon was joking around about that on the podcast that was on, where it's like every single one of them was right. Every single conspiracy theory about shadow banning, about lying about information, all of it.
It's got to the point now.
6 months. That's the difference.
Yeah, it's at the point now you can
Kavi,
you can figure out
Kavi,
so quickly on who is not doing
Jules
any
was just
research
looking for you.
whatsoever. And this will sound crass, but I'm just gonna say it because I know it's the truth.
Not
Most people are
less
getting
than
their news and
30
information
seconds ago.
while they're sitting on the toilet scrolling through social media
He went
and just
that way.
scanning headlines.
Oh,
And that's
he'll come
it.
back.
Some sort of
Maybe I'll go get him, actually.
distribution of information, or at least ungovernment censored. Whoa, you guys are fucking demons. I didn't know you were demons.
What it does represent in Hindu culture is the most powerful weapon and device of the universe. Yeah. So between that George Washington pistol and the fact this is a
That's not a
staged
George
photo.
Washington pistol. That's a cosplay pistol from a video game.
No, the one above it, the musket.
Oh, the one above it.
This is a staged photo, so the fact that he has that Vajra in the lower left corner, I wonder, this is conspiracy, which I'm all into, is he essentially sending a shot off the bow to the people who he thinks are going after him, which is that I have knowledge of something involving, because here we are, like we have Randall Carlson, you're bringing back on, there's all this speculation that there has been a limitless energy device that has come from the ancients that has been essentially redeveloped, and then in a short period of time you have Elon Musk posting this picture while he's also talking about that he believes that his life could be in jeopardy, he's taking certain security precautions. This is a staged photo. It makes no sense. November 28th, 2022, my bedside table. This is at 3:48 a.m. What is this? Either he's trolling, and maybe, or is he trying? Why would he put that Vajra in the lower left corner? The symbol that means that other people can correlate with a limitless free energy technology that may have once existed, and that's where the trident comes from.
So I don't understand.
Alright, okay, another video. Toxic masculinity. Bring back our warriors. Alright. This is a good one too.
That tells us a bit more about it that you might not be aware of. Despite the term's recent popularity amongst feminists, toxic masculinity did not originate with the women's movement. It was coined by the mythopoetic men's movement of the 80s and 90s. Through male-only workshops, wilderness retreats, and drumming circles, this movement promoted a masculine spirituality to rescue what it referred to as the deep masculine, the protector,
I'm doing a
the
podcast.
warrior, an initiation
No. You're not allowed to shut up.
process into the tribe like we've been doing for thousands and thousands and thousands of years.
Yeah.
When a man resisted, rejected, or removed himself from the tribe and refused to do the same learning and development of body,
Yeah.
mind, and spirit that the
Well,
others
I've got the
did,
camera
the
facing
term
there.
toxic masculinity was coined. This resistance, aggression, and frustration was, according to the movement, the result of society that feminized boys by denying them the necessary rites and rituals to realize their true selves as men.
Will they still be
Therefore, some would violently reject the work as it was so unfamiliar to them. Amid this heated discourse, newspaper and magazine articles have blamed toxic masculinity for rape, murder, mass shootings, gang violence, online trolling, climate change, Brexit.
Yeah.
And yes, masculinity can be destructive. But both conservative and liberal stances on the issue commonly misunderstand how the term toxic masculinity
was
functions.
interesting. I saw
When people use it, they tend to diagnose the problem of masculine aggression or entitlement as a cultural or spiritual illness, something that has infected today's men and leads them to reproachable acts. But toxic masculinity itself is not.
And I just want to read you the. Yeah.
One good thing. A couple of one good thing about
So this is what they said. That's not one. Well.
The one I said about being in the flow and channeling it and
Yeah.
how it's that in all its forms in our lives is scrying eye through what's actually on the other side of the baling
Mm.
into reality.
Yeah, it's poking through that art, like poetry.
But it's more than that.
I can
It's kind
just
of,
see you. Sorry, I was just seeing
when
like
you can see the
version of this like in
I can't say it on them
children's
too
series.
Mm.
but yeah.
So, yeah.
It's more when the divine is channeling through.
Yeah, very much. This is what they called. The Vedas had a whole text on the arts, and although the primary goal is to take the audience into another parallel reality, full of.
Sit there and watch are you on the podcast?
No, yeah, but this is what it said: take the audience into another parallel reality, full of wonder, where they experience the essence of their own consciousness, and reflect on moral and philosophical questions. Yeah, but that's what the idea of the arts was for.
I used to watch the sitar players
Yeah.
and the snake charmers in India, but the sitar players would get there and they play for 3 days.
Really?
They play for ages and ages and ages.
The snake charmers?
No, the sitar players.
Just keep jamming.
Yeah, they just play and they got right into the trance. And they were
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
Like just in the flow.
Yep.
Just in the, and it wasn't. And they get right into it. They do some epic
Mate,
pieces.
that's real music.
That was amazing. That's how I played.
Yeah, I know. That was Carvey. Just dropped in for a little pasta meal. Now he's going to go and play some flamenco music. Alright, I'm going to put one more TikTok video because I've almost finished. Here we go. Toxic masculinity.
More as a barometer
What's going on here?
for gender politics of its day and as an arrow towards the subtler shifting causes of violence and sexism. It's time to start getting to the cause rather than morphing language and labels into some kind of explanation for groups of people rather than learning how to resolve it from the root cause. I've been so honored to work with so many men who are ready to reclaim their masculinity
Got it? Cool.
in a beautiful way. I'm honored to have been part of communities of men's work and groups and retreats and support that I'll happily refer anyone to. And if you're a man struggling with the situation, but you know that perhaps there's no safe spaces around you to have the conversation.
Interesting lady. Sounds Australian.
Initiation or reinitiating, because it's never too late, and the more
Unless you want me to
step forward
carve
to this,
a
bring
speaker
back
out of clay.
incredible, beautiful masculinity a lot sooner.
Can you unplug that and actually patch your
Let's get into it.
Alright, I want to send her a message. She seems cool.
Toxic masculinity, I'm going to read you an article.
Toxic masculinity. Protectors and warriors step forward.
Despite the term's recent popularity amongst feminists, toxic masculinity did not originate with the women's movement. It was coined by the manipulating men's movement of the 80s and 90s. During male-only workshops, wilderness retreats, and drumming circles, this movement
I'm just making a comment. Time to rebuild the warrior.
what it referred to as the deep,
Real
the protector, the warrior,
warrior.
an initiation process into the tribe like we've been doing. When a man resisted, rejected, or removed
So who is this lady? Get you the moon. Oh no, that's the song. This girl is who I just became friends with. Pretty lovely radial coaching. Wonder where she's got 47,000 followers. She's doing alright. Wonder where she lives. Oh, that could be Perth. Looks like Perth.
I can tell you right now is
Here we go.
people ask for much when it comes down to being in a relationship. They ask for
You got enough
three
lights?
things. And I'm telling you, the third one is a given. The first one should be a given too. Loyalty. Any woman knows that they want somebody that they're stable with, not somebody that's a little DMing other girls and messaging other girls. And going
What is
to
this
their
guy
TikTok
talking
and they'll be
about?
tapping her.
Alright.
toxic masculinity.
Well, toxic masculinity. Alright. Well, we're going to have a little jam session here. Cavi. I should put the speaker, set the speaker up so we can Alright. I'm just going to set the speaker up. You can listen to another ticker-tocker. Essential principles of magnetism. Right.
The laws of nature, and these in turn are the laws of God, or the magnetic field fails. It can fail because of physical intemperances, which reduce its integrity and reduce its power. It can be wasted in riotous living, which is some common cause these days. It can be variously destroyed by moods, by attitudes, by fears, by complexes. It can be destroyed or damaged by alcohol, drugs, narcotics, all kinds of things. But if this field is damaged, it immediately reacts into health. It damages the individual's vitality. It makes him more easily subject to contagions and infection. And it
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Harvey.
No worries.
Yeah, you can't walk through here without sharing.
Yeah, sharing is caring.
You get kicked out. What are you doing?
Oh, have a cigarette.
Cool.
What are you doing?
Having a cigarette.
Having a cigarette. I didn't think you smoked.
I don't usually. I only smoke when crisis hits.
Okay. I wasn't going to hit you.
It's a phase.
I'm supposed to quit for most surgery coming up in 2 months. But they said I have to quit 6 weeks before and 6 weeks after, and I'll tell them that.
Might have one.
I've got one somewhere. I think I've got a couple left. I can't find the bag now.
Yeah, I'm in the same position.
I don't think I have them.
I keep leaving them in the car. But I think I've got one in there.
That's pretty good to think about and actually find it too.
Yeah, they can see the one in my mind.
Well done. I know that. I know. I'm not here to kill anyone's creative spark. Buzz. Not my thing. It's not there. Everyone's allowed to try to. Because I might go over there. You know, that's not it wasn't constructive and fun. Just ask for more because you're a fast learner and you can just fucking nail that shit. So stop fucking around, bro. Do a day. It's some exercise and some scales and shit.
Yeah.
I can do that one.
Cool.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I'll come bother you.
bother away.
That's my bad. I'm terrible.
I'm really good at it. I'm lovely and because I talk to young girls and people who are really keen to learn when I play and they give them a lesson. My daughter's 17 and so they don't get all freaked out. I don't talk to her much. Need to talk to her more and it's opening up for the trip to New Zealand. I'm not doing so well yet, but I'll get there.
Oh, you're looking good, Carvey.
A long way, but a long way.
Yep.
What happened to Cabby? He was playing lovely music. Alright.
Yeah, we'll try and get him back. He's having a ciggy.
Oh, is he? That's a good idea. So that's cool that Amy, she was going to do a workshop in the dome today, but she just did one now. That's impromptu.
Anywhere. It can happen anywhere.
It can happen anywhere. Alright. Hello. Hello. Okay. It's so funny being on the only one talking. It's like, alright, now what am I going to... I don't even know what I'm going to talk about. It's no pressure. No pressure. Alright.
Well, can I put these on and listen?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, of course. Can you hear me? I'll turn. You can turn the volume down a bit as well. Now there's more pressure. Amy's listening, but she's doing pottery in the side here. Here we go. See this beautiful lady.
Beautiful lady crafting a beautiful lady.
Beautiful. Yeah. So you're still doing the head?
Yep.
Cool.
We've moved on to the hair. It's going well.
Oh wow. Amazing.
Can you put that in the butt tray for me?
I certainly may. Yeah. So I've been on a few rabbit holes already. I was going down history of, that's right, Genghis Khan. So I'm just curious how long his empire lasted for. Started in... Hey?
You know a lot more about it than I do.
Yeah, still learning much. Okay, so... bit hard to see that. Alright, that's better. Okay. So yeah, the story that we're told about him, like for me, he must have been an amazing man. He says here, Temujin made a technical alliance with the powerful Jin dynasty of China, and enabling Genghis to unite the unruly Mongolian peoples. You know, like, were they really unruly? I don't know. He was a brilliant general, but also crucially, he appointed men based on merit rather than birth. That makes sense. That meant that he was not only attracted men of great ability to its cause, but also that his armies were led by men who proved themselves in battle. Wow, makes sense. So he finally became the universal ruler by the Mongol hordes. So there must have just been many different tribes of Mongols out there, and then he came along and he was able to unite them all. Hey?
He was powerful.
Yeah, he had the qualities that, because I think ultimately you want to be ruled by a good ruler, right? You want to have, and so if you've got a good ruler, then people will more likely unite together. Even if there's 15 different tribes, they'd all go, okay, well, you're a good man. And I don't think you're going to unite with a ruler that was a bad person. Like, why would you want to join with these, unless you were forced to?
Yeah, you can easily rule a silly maid out of fear.
Yeah, so I'm coming from the idea that Genghis was more of a fair man and wanted, like, there's talk of where when he would take over a region, he'd just leave the culture. He didn't actually destroy the culture, he just allowed it, but he just implemented his people in charge.
That has to be done with a matter of force.
Hey?
It has to be done with a certain amount of force.
Or maybe the threat of force could be it. Right?
Yes.
Oh, there you go. See, it's cool, huh?
It's terrifying. ASMR.
Yeah, you've got a good voice for podcasting.
Yeah.
Or ASMR. Yeah, so he was able to create the largest empire ever. So yeah, I'm thinking he was brilliant, kind, until you pissed him off.
Yeah.
And he wasn't kind at all.
Until his wives disappointed him, and then he could chop off their heads.
Well, I don't think it was that. Like, I have a feeling that his wives were equal. They were of equal significance. They didn't see them as lower. Yes, that's my gut feel. I know that, like, the Muslim kingdoms, they did treat their women not quite as nicely. So.
If he's such a great ruler, why haven't I heard of him before?
Genghis Khan. You've never heard of him?
I'm not very versed in history.
Obviously. Yeah, but there's also not a lot of information about him. He's sort of been removed from history as much as possible, I feel.
Ah.
Yeah. But he had one of the greatest empires the world's ever seen.
And what does that mean? It was just a productive, well-working system of class. And
well, for one, like the size, it was all of Russia, a lot of China, all the way to Europe. So yeah, that he did something right.
what period of time are we talking about?
This is the 1000s, 1100s. So like 1,000 years ago?
Holy shit, how do we even know that this man existed and his name?
Yeah, well, I mean, his supposedly 10% of the world's DNA has... 10% of the world's population has his DNA in it.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm not sure how he managed that. He must have lots of wives.
Yeah.
Or concubines, or like, we don't really know. There's all this innuendo as to what happened.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of the information just is hard. Like, how did the tribe structure work? Where were the cities? It's all like, how did they move around in their yurts? I'd love to know.
Traveling yurts?
Yeah, but like, what was the scale of their cities that they were able to move around mobile? Like, supposedly, like, his tent, like, there were exotic tents full of silks and yeah, like, just sheer beauty from all over the world. But it's hard to find a lot of this information. So that's that's my role now, is to go deep into that. So I'd love to, if someone's listening that knows about Genghis Khan, please call in.
Call this number.
Call in. Yeah. Or you can. The cool thing about YouTube Live is you can actually make comments, like live comments. Hello, hey man, how you going? Yeah, definitely. I'm just looking up Genghis Khan.
What, sorry?
Do you know who Genghis Khan is?
Genghis Khan?
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
See, another. Amy didn't know either.
Amy didn't know. Who is it?
Who is he? He had the largest kingdom ever.
Wow. In which country?
11.
He was bigger than every emperor there were.
Yeah.
Even the Chinese.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello.
And you know nothing, like, his, let me show you this one. This shows you
Little bean.
this was the empire.
Where are you going?
Having a good time.
Making
So all the way to Russia.
Just settling into my corner
All the way
where
to
I like to.
He owned all
Yeah.
of it, like,
You want to see what I'm working on?
a couple of 100 years. Yeah.
Working on this lovely lady.
everything.
Yeah.
And everybody knows who he is.
Yeah, most people know who he
How-
is.
Working on her hair
How
at the moment.
come they succeed to control such a big...
It's a tricky
Exactly.
place to have the
That's the
attention
question.
span and, like, maintain their creativity.
Speak to each other.
I
from
know.
distance
I know.
And everything. Wow.
That's the question. That
It's
it's hard to
well,
find that
it's all
information.
soft mud
Sure, man.
still.
Yeah.
So,
It's hard
yeah.
to find that question,
Just
that
scratch
those
it up,
answers.
add
Yeah.
some
A lot of that information has
really
been
liquidy mud and then
is
stick this on and kind of
disappeared.
like push it around
Where,
until it's halfway
where
stuck.
do you read? There is
There's a little bit of info.
a book.
Yeah.
Yeah, online there's a little bit.
This is my happy space.
This is
This
all
is
your
all I want to be
tabak?
doing
Yeah.
every day.
You want some?
No, I will give you some.
Oh, this is the tobacco bowl.
Anywhere.
This is the start of the.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Genghis Khan, fascinating man that we know nothing about, which tends. Thank you. Sir.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Quickly, vaguely.
That's
Oh,
good.
man,
That's
I love
good.
you.
That's good.
No, we have a lot.
Oh yeah, good.
Tabak from Israel.
Oh
See if
really?
you like it.
Nice, man. Sweet. Grown in Israel?
Yeah.
But then, like,
Yeah?
it's missing
Nice. Hey.
Well, isn't he
לא,
on
הוא
the second
השקר
time?
שלי פה בחיים.
Okay, he'll be gone.
What language they were speaking in the empire?
Good question.
Did you go to that?
I don't know. But they said that Genghis Khan was a redheaded. Redheaded European.
Redheaded.
Yeah. So
I'm guessing from France, maybe.
I don't know. I've met
I wanna eat, like,
redheaded Israelis.
Really?
Playtime.
Yeah. Well, there was one. There was a guy here. Actually.
Have
There's a
you
guy.
It
like,
never
crisp
was.
chips is enough.
Itamar?
Okay. I'm gonna
No.
grab some.
I'm gonna sleep.
You're worn out. Yeah. Long day.
What's mine? תוודא שהברז קר.
I can't remember his name.
Is?
No, the redheaded.
Oh, I wish that I was a man.
Yeah, but he was a cool guy. You'd love him.
So I could learn how to stand.
He will come back. I'm sure he'll be back here one day.
I hope.
Yeah.
He needs to be back, you know.
Mm.
This place.
Mm.
It's an amazing place.
Mm. Nice. I might put some
Do you
music
have
on.
some days when you feel like you're alright, maybe not, or maybe it's too much? Those kind of days
Some
sometimes?
question. Yeah, some days where it's like, what the fuck? But not so often. I'm really just driven.
Yeah.
So yeah, they still those doubts and thoughts.
Sometimes, you know. Yeah.
No, man. Are you guys working tomorrow?
What?
Are you working tomorrow? Yeah.
But not
okay.
so early.
Oh yeah.
9 a.m.
Oh yeah.
Ah, good.
Okay.
Yeah. Why? I'm happy for tomorrow, you know? Yeah, but it was a good day. Good day.
Shamanic down tempo. We have some. We're living in such beautiful times where we can just pick music off the internet and stream it. You know, it's
You can
fucking-
post anything and anybody can see.
Yeah, yeah.
With
It's
the right
like
advertisement.
we just. It's the perfect time to be able to access all that information so easily. You know, we can really enjoy it. Like this is.
You know why are you different? The rest of the I can call it the hippie people, because you have this technology knowledge, and you understand why it's good and not
Yeah.
why it's bad.
Yeah, yeah.
And you use it not as something that is hard to do, but it's a tool to grow yourself. And while you know that's the key, the key to get know it works.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
It's good because lots of people don't want to
Yeah. Yeah.
picture themselves
No.
to YouTube or anything.
Yeah. I feel like I've been forced to do that.
Yeah, you need
It's
to
like
do
the universe has forced me to speak up and start getting out there.
Yeah.
Because it's like you just have to get the message out and find the right people that believe in the dream, you know?
And you don't believe in walking around with signs, comment, this,
No.
not just crazy people.
No.
You need to
Yeah.
speak with them in the way that will not think that you are some illusion or crazy guy. You need to speak with them like you really want to teach them something. You don't have to, but just try.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Because people in the current place, they can come and they cannot come. They choose. You don't.
Exactly.
There is no culture that people walking around and come join us. Join us.
Yeah, it's called freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah, freedom to let everyone choose what the hell they want to do. But we did come up with the it's not a rule, a guideline that you have to be involved. You want to be involved and believe in the dream. That's the one requirement for living here, is believing in the dream.
I have maybe a strange question. When you wake up in the morning, how do you make yourself get into this loop every time, every morning, every day with the flow? You know what I mean? Because it's in the evening, you feel the day, you know it was, you feel the energy. In the morning, there is something that's it's a fresh new start. You need to get into this circle to get in the flow. How do you get in this flow mindset?
Good question. Yeah. Well, for one, have a good sleep. You know, wake up awake, like ready, alive for the day. Yeah. So that's one thing I found was just going for a swim in the morning. Really early morning swim. I haven't done it for a while because my car's broken at the moment. But yeah, it's that's a good way to come into the day. Yeah.
Do what is
but usually,
uncomfortable.
That cold water just just energizes
wake up
you.
early.
Yeah.
Get out from the bed and
just go straight to the beach.
Because it's so easy to say at night, oh, maybe I will go to swim in the morning. It's a good idea.
Yeah.
But when you wake up, it's too much for me.
Exactly.
I don't believe in myself. Why do I need to do it? Then you go back to sleep and you wake up, oh, why did I go one more day?
Yeah, like
one more time.
So like for me, my time is the 5 o'clock. Go to the beach.
5 o'clock.
And and I just drop everything. It's just like nothing comes in to that. And then I sit down there, smoke a joint, go for do some weights.
Yeah.
Meditate, and then go for a run. And there's a spot where I run to, and like when I reach that point, I like celebrate, because to get to that point there's so many ways, distractions,
so many stations on the way.
Wake up, doubts, totally. Even like on the run, it's like maybe I'll just go to here today, because it's it's a little ways away. So it's like fighting the mind always telling you to stop. No, you don't need to do it today, because when I get there I feel fucking electric. Yeah, it's like, yes, I made it. I got here.
Do you have like a regular house? The
house?
The house over there.
Yeah. Yes.
So you have a regular house. You have this mansion.
Yeah, it's like a mansion.
In the backyard. You know what I mean? When you wake up, you feel good about knowing that there is people here that are happy, that want to be here.
Yeah.
I think now it's more easy for you to wake up in the morning because you have such a strong mission here.
Yeah, totally, man.
And now people can see it and say, wow, amazing.
Yeah.
But it didn't be here when you maybe didn't want to wake up, or you want to sleep all day long because you know how hard it is to make this dream come alive.
Sure, yeah. Well, because I was in the old world of where you had to go to work at 8 and finish at 5. For my whole life. And so when I first got here, it was actually quite challenging to get up
into this mindset.
Yeah, I had to teach myself again to be driven by my own
dream like a kid.
Yeah, and not be told when to work or when to,
This is so. I really want to live this kind of life.
Yeah.
It's so scary.
Yeah. It's very scary.
It's so scary because. First of all, I'm not an Australian citizen. I'm from Israel. First of all, I'm from Israel, so everything is new about the culture and the language, and eventually I'm not a citizen. So for me, the idea to be here and forever is not to be real, because it's so hard to get a citizen.
Yes.
But I really want to.
But if you just put it there, it'll come. Maybe you'll meet a lovely Australian girl. know, and you fall in love. Like that's a
No heart, no words.
yeah.
That woman.
That's it. Yeah.
That's it.
Well, this is the best place to meet beautiful women.
Hello.
Right? There's many. It's just like, but it's like
But it's not
it's a place where you can like get to know people.
Yeah, to know people, but everybody here, I think, also have their own. They don't come here to find. Maybe there's many people, but most people come here for to stay one night, go to sleep, to wake up and drive in the caravan. So,
Some, but
Some.
yeah, but like it's
like
funny.
half of the people all the
Yeah,
time here, they come
yes,
and go every
yes,
day.
that's right.
You even don't see them.
Yes.
Because they don't come.
Yeah.
So the people who return here every time,
Yeah.
they want to come back because they saw something they never saw before. They want to explore this kind of world.
Yeah.
Because of you, I want to now read this book. So it will be hard for me, but I want to explore this world because there is so much that's happening for me.
Yeah.
I want to know that.
Yeah, so much. Exactly. Have you met Monty? This guy is an amazing guy, man. Such a talented musician.
I can see.
Yeah. He's a fucking cool dude. He's gonna be building tomorrow. He's building a cubby house, a house in the tree.
On the tree?
Yeah,
Really?
like up high.
Nice.
Yeah.
You're going to welcome?
I'll probably watch.
You've
But,
done yours.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got no.
Once he's built, yeah, I'll point and say do this or do that, you know. But yeah, thank you. But yeah, that's really cool because one of the dreams here is to have like lots of tree houses in these trees, and then have being able to walk between them.
Yeah.
Like you know the Ewok village in Star Wars. Did you ever watch?
No, never.
Yeah.
I need to.
You should. Yeah, it's pretty funny. It's a good show.
You know more places like this around you?
No.
Have you ever seen something like this before?
No.
Never.
No.
In India or something like that?
Well, I haven't traveled very far. I haven't been to India.
You need to go.
I know. Yeah.
You will be so in love. You can
man.
do even a
India.
yoga course.
Yeah.
Or meditation in
I want to go to Kashmir.
Kashmir. Yeah.
It's right up in the Himalayas.
Yeah.
It's like a valley.
It's a valley of monk.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I know it.
Yeah, it's been a very important part of history because it's like the center. I think I'm not sure if the Silk Road went through there, but it's always been a very. Oh, I think it was to get into India from Afghanistan. You had to go through Kashmir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Train.
Yeah. Probably now. Yeah.
Do you have the? Do you want it to explore more?
Oh, of
you
course.
First want to build this.
Yeah. Well, the vision is that we build this here, and then we build them all over the world. Yeah. So then you can travel.
And
you go and help set them up.
And how many people do you think that really can live here
That's
without
police
involved?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the minute you create community, it's bring people.
Yeah.
Then there's so many people can see it.
Yeah.
And they don't have
Let me just see. Yeah, keep talking. Sorry. Just wondering how easy it is to hear you. But this is the thing. We can't look at that. We just got to aim for the goal, which is to build this beautiful community.
Yeah.
That's to me is sustainable. It's like a village.
It's like a therapy village.
Yeah.
And even you can even decide that you give up on the idea of a community because you're afraid that they will ruin it or something like that. And just
hey, do you want to sit over there? Oh no, actually. That's way too loud. Let's get this mic. No, because Amy's there, but you can sit here though. And just talk into this mic. There we go.
started in the 1990s.
So if you just talk into that,
Yeah.
that's probably easier.
Sure.
Sweet. And then, yeah, cool. That will be better. I might even hold the mic as well. I feel like we're really on TV.
First time I'm holding the mic.
Yeah, exactly. I
Podcast
think same for me.
with Boh Sho.
We got a lot of
Legend guy.
we got a lot of drumming in the background, so we thought we'd try this.
Amazing singer.
Hello, hello. Yeah, cool. Cool, man. Sit back, chill. How's that? Oh yeah.
When it's,
Oh yeah, can't hear you. Keep talking.
what was the most difficult thing about making this place come alive?
Hang on, is that on?
I don't think. Hello.
Okay.
Yeah, it's working. I see. Here we go.
Okay, cool. Hello, hello. You talk?
Yeah, it's working.
No, I can't hear you on the headphones.
Maybe in beds.
Talk now?
I can talk now.
Yeah, no, it's not coming up. Alright.
It's hard with the
Let's try this one. Alright, try now.
Hello.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
that's working now.
good.
Oh, nice. I just flicked this switch here. It started working. Cool. Lovely. Alright, what were we talking about?
I was wondering what was the difficult with understand that's your new life and that you need to stop doing all the time the things you've done in life. So what was the moment when it was you feel natural doing this stuff and not by forces?
Ah, yeah. Yeah, like
you know what I mean?
Yeah, like the life I'm living right now is it's my dream life.
Dream life.
Right, because I can manage my life to do whatever I want at any point in the day. If I just want to go and have a sleep, I can sleep. Or if I want to wake up at sunrise, or if I want to wake up at 10 a.m., I can. There's this freedom, and that for me is like been amazing. It's my dream because I come from that world that was so regimented, and you had to be somewhere at a certain time. You know, it was always, and now to be in this world where it's like that free flow is, I don't even think about time anymore.
When you get out from here, you go out sometimes to Margaret River or some place like this?
Yeah.
Do you feel kind of oh, that's why I live this kind of life, or?
I'm actually, I really like being around people.
Yeah.
So I actually really enjoy going into Margs or the city because I love to interact, say hi to people and smile at people and just watch people. I love to watch people, you know.
It's the most fun thing to do.
Right.
To speak with a new person. It's like people ask me sometimes, what's my hobby? Well, my hobby is to get to know new people,
nice,
smoke weed, and doing nothing. That's my hobby. And our word, this will be considered as something bad, but
right.
I like it.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why do I have to do
Right.
work? Why do I have to do everything they told me I need to do at such a young, early age?
Sure.
You have no control. You think you have control, but you don't have.
Yeah. What you just need that time to explore.
Yeah.
You know, to find out who you are.
And maybe it's fine for you this regular, sustainable life with very much comfort, with a family, you know, everything. And do you think everybody can do this kind of lifetime?
Yes. Yeah, that's what I think. If you design the right system village. Like the way the ancients did it was they had clans.
Yeah.
They had one tribe, but they had 12 clans.
Yeah.
And each clan did something different. So you had the warriors, you had the priests, you had the goat herders, you had the horse people, but they were all in their little villages.
Yeah.
But you could move between them. They were all like one family. But it's because you cannot have all the same people in one house. They don't like each other. You know what I mean? So it's like farmers will be they won't enjoy this right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think hippie people like that been called hippie?
No.
No, they don't like it.
No, I think
it's insulting.
It's a negative term now.
It's because don't define me as something that you think this is.
Sure.
No?
Yeah.
You don't know what it is. Don't say it. It's like a culture. It's like to talk. Give a nickname to a Muslim. You don't do it. You don't respect the Muslim because
yes,
they are very hard.
Yeah, 100%. And it's funny because I think being called a hippie is, for some reason, it's a derogatory term. Like I see it. People use it as a negative.
It's a negative, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like a form of
bad in the society.
It's like a form of racism or. Like
right.
Putting someone into a group and then
in
making fun of them.
You are this kind of hippie?
Yeah, but you're not allowed to make fun of any other cultures or characteristics.
You need to
except hippies.
Yeah.
Hippies is the only one that's allowed in our culture.
Yeah.
And you know why?
Because they are happy people and they don't want to fight for this. They don't care, you know.
Well, why? I think it's because they're freedom lovers.
Yeah.
And the freedom lovers are against. They go against the system that we have, and the freedom lovers create change.
Yeah.
You know, there's what happened in the '60s.
But today everybody
the hippies
needs,
that did that.
But everybody needs to eventually have money to live, buy food.
Yes.
How do you keep doing this with a society?
Yes.
In here, people go to work.
Yeah.
It's just.
Yeah. So that's the thing that the problem with the term hippie. It's sort of the idea is someone who doesn't like to work, does drugs all the time. Is a doesn't like to wear clothes.
Yeah.
Like that's the idea, but this is actually we came to the term instead of hippie we call it new earther. New earther, people who are wanting to create a new earth. But that doesn't mean you're like a hippie. You're actually an educated person, wise person. Yeah, and it's okay. But it's okay to you have to use them. Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's okay to want to live in a beautiful way, like to have abundance. Like then, when you have abundance, you can build beautiful spaces and you can live enjoy the world, right?
Enjoy the place.
Enjoy the planet. Yeah, man. It's like you could do many things connecting in with the earth. Yeah.
What are you making?
Yeah, it's amazing. So you're just doing one hair at a time? Yeah, wow.
Trying to find the perfect placement for each hair.
Yeah. Well,
you have more heads? You have more heads?
No, it's my first one.
And your last one?
Hopefully not my last one.
You can use my face if you want.
You want to sit for 20 hours?
Oh my god, no.
But that's what would be required, huh? You just have to be able to...
I could do 4 or 5 hours. Even just maybe 3 hours and flush out.
Yep.
And maybe another sit.
After, yeah.
To refine the details.
Wow. That'd be cool to do someone's face.
That would be something.
Yeah. Yeah, wow.
Do you have a tattoo?
No tattoo.
Do you have no tattoo?
No.
No. Do you want to get one?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not?
Why not yet?
Oh, because I never really knew what I wanted until and I do now, and I'll show you this. It's a great question because I like showing this tattoo. Because the Scythians were a tribal group that was around the Black Sea area, and this is like tattoos that they dug people up. I'll try and find it.
This is what you want to do?
Yeah, this style of tattoo.
Ah.
Like this was a tattoo, like 4,000-year-old princess.
Is it tree?
It's a. Let's see. So they had a lot of beautiful tattoos. Oh, it's got a video here. Let's see.
How do you have internet here?
We got Starlink.
Ah, Starlink.
Yeah.
Okay, Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Elon, we love you.
We love you, man. We
Love
couldn't
you,
be able
man.
to. We wouldn't be able to do this otherwise.
Yeah. My man, Elon.
So I'm not sure what this video is. It's like this is the Scythian princesses. See, it's sort of like in the yurts.
It looks a little bit like you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Not
This is.
far away.
Well, last summer we had a tattoo artist here who was doing.
Really?
Yeah.
You did a tattoo here?
Yeah, Italian guy. He was really good.
Great.
Yeah.
So, unregular to have a tattoo artist here. It's fun. If he wants to tattoo people, why not?
Yeah, call out to tattoo artists. That would be great. There'd be no shortage of work. There'd be no shortage of work.
Yeah.
I think everyone would be getting them. But hang on, so I haven't found this thing yet, but basically it's this type of artwork. See this type?
This looks nice.
Yeah, this is the style of the
Special, you know.
artwork that they like. Look at this animal here. Like,
Yeah, nice.
and the lion, so they're sort of jumping for joy, I think.
It's so special, you know.
Yeah, like this is the tattoo.
Your shirt as well.
Yeah.
Nice, very cool.
Yeah, cheers. But yeah, like something like that, you know. That's fucking
Nice.
pretty cool. But this is artwork from these guys like 4,000 years ago. Like they were creative people.
Right, Bo, I think I'm going to sleep now.
Yeah. All right.
Long day at work.
Thanks for stopping in.
Yeah, I love to.
I love it.
It's been a good vibe.
Yeah, nice, man. Thanks for the.
Let's end it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So this is the tat I'm gonna get, and probably the chest or on the arm.
Chest is hard.
Sure.
I have on my leg.
Oh yeah. Cool.
It
Nice one. It was hurt.
Yeah. I was crying. Like the joint was more painful.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
smoke.
That's one thing like meditation. You can like start to disconnect from your pain
I tried
or
to do.
your senses.
I try in cold water.
Yeah.
The ocean. I
Yeah.
try to put myself. If I'm in cold water in the ocean.
Yeah.
My
It's not working. There you go.
My
there you go.
my things I want to do when I'm in the cold water is just to try to stay as long and breathe and get the cold out of my thoughts, so I can focus and by not thinking of this cold. And sometimes it works. Sometimes I get out of the water after 2 seconds. And sometimes I cry like a baby.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. But that's good. You're pushing yourself, pushing your boundary. You know, we have a bath just here that is an awesome bath for ice baths.
For ice baths?
Yeah.
You do cold water shower?
No.
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 It's annoying.
I don't even have showers.
Oh, you don't have a shower?
I have a shower every now and then, but
You don't have?
just go for a swim at the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But do
sometimes shower at the beach is good, you know.
Yeah, that's
we
right.
did to shower today. I feel like I'm a new person. Yeah.
Yeah.
After 3 days.
Yeah,
Oof.
yeah. No, that's
Feel
true.
good.
Yeah. Fresh water.
Fresh,
Cleanse.
cold,
Yeah.
relax.
Nice. We got the band
Nice
up
jam.
on stage. Yeah. Fuck yeah. You get a couple of musicians arrive back, and then it just the vibe changes. You know, it's really cool.
The drums are always really heavy though.
Yes. Like loud or
I feel like
a bit loud.
a bit loud, like crazy.
Yeah. I think what we should get is an electronic drum kit. And then you can adjust the sound. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good thinking.
Let's buy it.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if anyone's got one, we'd love to.
If anyone
come
wants
to a
to
good
bring one, please bring us.
a very good home.
We need one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Haddad, I love you. My friend, his name is Guy Haddad, and I will show him the podcast. So,
okay, great.
Haddad, we love
nice,
you.
Nice. Hey, man, we
Haddad,
love you.
we love you, man. We like you. Enjoying, he's in Argentina now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sweet.
Doing his life.
Wow.
Enjoy, my man.
I think it's a very good town. Hey, guys.
Hello.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
Like country to be. It's a little bit like this place. It's a
Yeah.
bit free. It's a free space. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Shout out to all the beautiful Argentinians of the world. Like,
Yeah,
they're,
shout out to
they're
you.
beautiful people.
Beautiful people.
Yeah.
Just enjoy.
Yeah.
Relax. Enjoy the sunset.
Breathe. 3 deep breaths.
And buy us some electric drums, please. Yeah, we need one.
Yeah. That's a great idea.
And
We shall.
heads for Emmy. She needs more heads.
You know, you could probably get a cheap set on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Because
Nice Facebook
that'd
fan.
keep a lot more people
I love
happy.
you, Haddad. Alright.
Sweet.
Good night, everybody. Enjoy.
Nice one. Thank you. Sleep well.
Well,
All right, man. Nighty night. Okay, I'm gonna put something on. Just have a little break. Much love. All right, what are we gonna put on?
When you think about the fact that there's so much evidence that we were hit by comets, that we were hit by large objects. It's like I didn't know about that enormous crater that's in Antarctica.
Oh, yes. I don't know all the details on how old that one's supposed to be, but it's one of the largest, isn't it? Yeah, there's a big one in Antarctica. I don't know that much about it, but another one that have you heard of Burkle Crater? That's another one?
Yes.
Yeah, Burkle Crater, like the 20-mile hole in the middle of the Indian Ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
And when is that supposed to be?
that was 5,000 years ago. They've dated that. It's something plopped down in the Indian Ocean, and it washed up these mega tsunamis on the coast of Madagascar and Western Australia that we can see in satellite images today. These got these like 500-600 foot high chevrons from where the water went miles inland, and they found organic material from the seabed in these chevrons, and then they date that with carbon-14 dating, and they put it right at 5,000 years ago, so 2,500 around that time BC, which is actually a really interesting date when you consider some of the, I guess, the publications that we rely on in our modern civilization today. The Bible, the Old Testament, wasn't written long after that, and if you think about where the Indian Ocean is, that could have been the source of the biblical flood. Like that would have washed up north into the Persian Gulf, flooded the hell out of that whole region. It's just crazy that it's happened so many times.
That's why I started growing it. It was like, fuck, I've got hair and it doesn't want to fall out. So let's just grow that
all across the world. And kept learning.
Right.
Here we are today with cell phones.
Yeah.
No, it's we've been
And who knows, right?
like
Who knows how long it's
many
been.
times, and there's real
Right.
solid evidence.
Could grow
The
that.
Antarctica one, how old do you think that is?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't recall on that. I have to double check that. I have to do a Google TV.
Yeah, I catch the back of it.
Researchers have discovered a crater 1.5
damn,
kilometers beneath
that's
Antarctica
long.
ice crust, 482 kilometers in diameter.
Damn,
482 kilometers in diameter.
I love it.
Holy shit!
What does that
Probably
mean?
dates back to a meteorite impact 250 million years ago.
That's
Wow.
Oh,
Okay, so that's an old one.
It's like an order of magnitude bigger than anything
You
related.
know,
even
you
with the
should
younger dry. I
go
mean,
and
that's
check out that
bigger
little
than a
space,
dinosaur one.
the
Yeah, that's
DJ
like a
space.
99 point whatever percent
Jeff was in
extinction
there.
event.
So it's
Doing
just,
his
it just
block.
keeps
He
happening.
was in there all day.
The
Like,
Earth
there's
just,
no one
for
goes
millions
there.
and millions of years and thousands of years that humans been around.
Yeah,
The
like he
Earth
put up
just
shade
keeps
sail
getting
this
whacked.
side.
The evidence is so overwhelming. In it,
Yeah,
say,
it's a
going back to
really
the younger
nice
dryas
spot.
period of time, there's
And
evidence
you're just
when
looking
you say get whacked.
into the
More than
vastness.
30% of all landmass at that time was
Yeah.
charred, burned. They claim that it's more fires than existed in the time of the dinosaurs. Now, I don't know if I mean, that's an article I read on Science Alert. I don't know if they can truly prove that, but if nothing else,
Yeah, so you got
30% of all
choice.
landmass existing today was burned and scorched to death at that period of time. That like helps people to wrap their heads around like this. The world was on fire.
Yeah, that's the younger dryas, Matt. They estimate as part of the burning because there was flood and fire, and this correlates to a lot of origin history cultures all around the world. But yeah, 10% of the biomass, I think, is the 9 to 10% of the, which is an inconceivable number. That's how much of the world was burning. That's now like 10%. Yeah, it's so crazy. There's like literally a dark line in the ground. It shows where everything was on fire for a long fucking time.
Yeah.
Well, crazy.
We barely survived it. There's actually, we now have a correlation of not only population reduction, but a significant drop in like genetic diversity as a result. Like it's tied to the younger dryas. There's a few studies recently done at that. So we were one of the megafauna that 50% of megafauna at the time that actually survived and got through that event.
How do they think people survive? Is there any speculation? Where did we survive? Where was the good spot?
I think caves. I think a lot of it would have been on the ground. And I think that you might actually, they may have even known, like I think there's some evidence to suggest that some of these, like Derek in Turkey, in the Cappadocia region could host tens of thousands of people. There's massive labyrinths all over Egypt and beneath Saqqara. There's miles and miles of tunnels and catacombs. I've been down into a bunch of them. And even when you look at sites like Göbekli Tepe, there's been some interpretations of the artwork on that site that seems to indicate a cosmic calendar. Like they're almost marking a date. We know that the ancients were watching the sky, like they were concerned about it. And comet mythology is a fantastic topic for Randall. I talked about this quite a bit. Comet, it wasn't seen as a pretty thing in the sky. Like it was the heart of like comets and all those types of things were just seen as really bad things that they were preparing for. But I think we survived partly because of diversity and being spread out all around the world. There were parts of the world that weren't as badly touched, like Australia, for example. That whole continent wasn't as badly affected.
Oh, hello. Okay, I'm back. The band might start up again in a second, so we might cut to them. But for now, we'll just you'll hear me speak. So yeah, we were talking about Genghis Khan and what we don't know about him, and how he structured his society that became so large. And as Gilad said, it's like, how did they manage such a large kingdom when you didn't have, how did they communicate with each other? Like, the system had to be pretty rock solid for it to exist and to stay. And I was looking at when the Mongol Empire ended, but I'm sure it was 300 or 400 years after that initial Genghis, joining of the clans. So yeah, that's something that I feel is very important for us to learn, is how these systems were structured. And there is a lot of thought, I guess, that the Mongols didn't document anything, so it's very hard now to find that information. But I'm an eternal optimist, and I feel like we should be able to find this information in different sources. Yeah, and I keep talking about Genghis Khan's tomb. Can't wait for that to be unearthed. You just imagine what riches are in there and what information that we can use to learn about their society. Yeah, here's making that happen. Yeah, so how did the system work? Could it have been possible that they lived in this harmonious way? That, maybe on the frontiers there was war, but in the middle there was peace. And would that mean that everyone was happy and joyful? That there was abundance? Did they have a system that allowed for that, for richness to develop in their societies? And I have a feeling that Genghis was all for that. I remember reading a story how he took, all the engineers and the artisans from the Chinese area that they had a war, but he took them back to his country to help with building these beautiful cities and having the arts and the theaters and this is how I see that. I'm looking for that evidence, but I see that they did have this beautiful, they had to have had beautiful cities, beautiful culture, beautiful music, beautiful dance, because that's how you keep the people happy. And when the people are happy, the kingdom survives. If people are fully inspired and in love with the country or the empire, they're going to give their life to it. If they believe in it, they give their life. And so it's in your best interest as a ruler to give people everything that they need. Which means freedom. What do they need? They need freedom, they need trust, they need peace, they need food, they need all those basic necessities. So then they can become amazing individuals. Yeah, I believe that there were civilizations and kingdoms and even towns or cities that had perfected that harmony in a city, and that's when the arts and all the theater and that's when things explode, pop. There's just so much creativity, and what is it? The Italian Reformation. Was that one part of time where there was just a huge burst of creation of paintings and music? Yeah, there's little areas in time where you can see this cultural explosion happen, and that could only happen when the people were in this harmonious state. So you can look at the wares of the culture to see how they lived. Were they harmonious or were they in fear? yeah, so that brings me to another part in history that I find fascinating. It's the time just after the Roman Empire fell. Like the Roman Empire had been fighting the Gauls, the Germanic peoples, the tribal people. And I'm not sure how the Roman Empire fell, but it fell around 500. Alright, I'm going to put something on. I got to go and talk to somebody. Let's find something here. Hey, Freedom! Freedom! Hey, man. Hey!
Show me the clock. Robert. Robert, where's the clock? Show me.
Robert. Hey, chill, bro. You need to breathe for me, brother. Just breathe.
What time does that say?
It's 11.
11.
Yeah.
Alright.
Hey,
People got to sleep in the morning, man. You want people to get up and do the fucking projects here, don't you?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
Sort it out.
So,
breathe.
11 o'clock, man. You want live music, fucking drummer kits going on 11 o'clock in the morning? Is that what you want? Is that what you want? You want fucking drummer kits going on 11 o'clock at night time, and then you want people to get up and come and do stuff on the way?
I think something.
Is that what you want? Yeah.
Soundproof. Soundproof the dome. Soundproof the dome.
it's fair enough. Yeah. But I understand what he's saying. I didn't realise it was 11.
11.
No, but it sounds
This sounds really fucking weird. Sometimes I'll try it, go to a really beautiful spot, so I can I'll close my eyes, and I'll make like an energy bomb, and I'll put down, and it's get all my energy out of there, and then I'll build it right up, and then I'm just gonna give it away like a nuclear explosion. And
Don't go anywhere. I just want to record this.
Oh no, I don't want to be recorded.
No, you're not being recorded. Don't worry. I'm just recording the music.
Yeah, I'll record.
Yeah.
days ago, and then I forgot the lyrics, so I just freestyled. That was fucking awesome. But that's the chorus. Jason Jackson. It's about the circus.
Just drop the volume just a little.
Yeah.
Please don't stop.
Hey.
Don't stop.
Go soft.
Don't stop.
Don't stop. I know. I'm not stopping, Bo. Don't worry about that. I had all intentions in not stopping. Love how this. It's sort of like a little kiss it gives me.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah. You want to sing something? I'll go one more and then. I don't know how you're gonna go with this song. I don't really know music, and I don't really know notes or chords or what I'm doing. I just play. But here.
All right. That's a little song from Monty there. I wonder if he's going to start up again. Just so yeah, the the idea behind this podcasting studio, it's revision 1.0. We want to have the ability to basically stream 24 hours a day. Like having a little. I'd love to be like a glass-lined building just outside here, where you could sit inside but still see everything going on outside. And you just stream 24 hours a day, and you have different spots for people. So yeah, just like a radio show, people have different segments, but you could play music, you could have different discussions, talk to different people, all sorts of things, with the theme of how to change the world. And we become this, we've been calling this the Lighthouse. It's to spreading truth to the world. And we have many creative people here, so they could just jump in at certain hours to certain time slots and talk about whatever they want to talk about, or play some really cool music, or even you could play a movie. Who knows? But yeah, it's allowing us to talk again, and that's the important thing we need to do, is just share our wisdom, share our lives, stories, and then share what we enjoy doing. This is what we need to do, because we all learn from these experiences. We can live through somebody else from their stories. I sit by the ocean, I feel free. I love having musicians around. It's so inspiring, and they just change the energy of a place. And it really does inspire people to want to sing and be creative. Opens the heart when we hear musicians. I'm going to put them on now. Let's see if you can hear some music. There we go. That's cool.
Chasing planes and cars.
I'm going to get the right earphone.
Pacing my beating heart, resting on your cheeks. Lost something you left me, broken inside, struggling with fight. Seems so strange the way you said goodbye. Text message over phone, that one night, and you broke me down and held me tight, and I didn't know where to go anymore. Side to the ocean, fled to the ocean. There you sat upon the rocks we first made love. It was the first night I said love. Danced in the parking lot, stripped our clothes, skinny dipping 4 a.m. No one to know. These are the memories that won't be left behind. Cherishing them through life. Side to the ocean, set sail for the open sea. To the ocean, there's the ocean. Every time I close my eyes, I see the one I wanna be with. She just seems to be so far away from me. I just need some time to think about the things that you said. I just been so side to the ocean, 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 to the ocean. Makes me question why. To the ocean, 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 to the ocean.
Is that like a little signature? Is that like a little signature?
What's that?
That you play at the end of the time.
Ah, yeah, I don't even know. I don't know what to do at the end. Maybe it is the signature. 'Cause I never know how to finish a song, so I just go. Boom. Is there any more blueberries?
So, switch camera angles again, back to moi.
Oh, that's amazing.
So yeah, history. Can you hear me? Hello. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I believe that in the past there were harmonious times in history, and you can see that from this like boom in creativity and like music and art. And I haven't looked deeply into those periods in time, but I feel like the Merovingians. I was talking about after the Roman Empire collapsed. These guys united the Franks and the Germanics all into one kingdom, and they're a really interesting group of people. Like, I'm not sure where they came from, but they preached a free society, and that's, they preached a truthful society. But it's very hard to find information on these guys, and there was an account written about their history, and their history was but it was written by a Roman priest like 100 years later. And so that's where we get a lot of our information about the Merovingians. But it's coming from a biased opinion, and the opinion is very negative towards these people, which to me tells me, hey, that these guys had something special going on, and we need to really investigate further as to how they structured their kingdom, because they were able to unite tribes that were ununitable under the Romans. The Romans couldn't defeat the Germanics, and I think I read somewhere that the Germanics eventually created the downfall of the Roman Empire, and then the Merovingians came in place and united a huge amount of area. But I love the cool thing about these guys was they prided themselves on the long hair. Well, that's a very unique trait, So to me, that tells me that they were from a tribal sort of, the barbarian style of people. But they were obviously cultured as well. Cultured enough to be able to create a kingdom, because, a kingdom, you've got to have systems that function. And as Gilad said, that how did they manage it, such a large amount of area, without communication, instant communication? We have a hard enough time as it is. So, with our abilities to communicate, so how did they do it? It would have been right down to the, like, I would imagine a very detailed system. I don't know. That's what I want to investigate, is how did they structure their kingdom, and because I know that the one thing, they have kings, so that's one. They had a caste system, so they had the kings, priest kings. Then you had your warrior class, which was very important for a kingdom, because you're always having to show strength and fight wars. You know, you have to have that ability to fight if challenged. So yeah, and then you had the artisans and the farmers and the creators, the ones that really get their hands on things and make things happen. So there was that three-tiered system, and the really interesting thing is the Merovingians, one of their symbols was the bee. And my feeling is that is an indication of the how the structure of the bees are in a hive. You know, so you have the queen, and then you have the drones, the male sort of, who they don't do too much. And then I'm sure there's other layers of bees, but then you have the worker bees, and they all have their different tasks. But there's harmony in the hive, like everyone's doing the job that they want to do. Like they're doing the job they want to do, and they're content in that job. And so this idea of this caste system, I think, is what is referencing the system of the bee, which is a natural system. It's like a system that is works with the way the universe works. So these Merovingians were rulers, I believe, of, like, they cared for the people. They were truthful and trustful, and they allowed people to be free. Now, I don't know how the, like, land ownership and things like that, but I read one case of where the land was given to a farmer, and that was his land, but like, I don't think it was owned by the farmer. It was just like a leaseholdy sort of thing. I guess these are all the intricacies of how they did it, and how we could possibly take some of these structures from these guys and bring them into the future, into now. But yeah, they did. The king was polygamous, had 4 wives, and the first son born of each wife was given a kingdom. They split the kingdom into 4, and so split it into 4 kingdoms with each son running the kingdom. But the beautiful thing is that they were all in harmony. Yeah, they were all the kingdoms. They didn't fight initially, and we're told that they did at one point. But we need to know more about the history of these guys. Yeah, so that's an interesting part of it. But the cool thing that they said was they were split into 4 kingdoms, and I think that probably means because it's easier to manage. Like, you can't have a kingdom that's too large, and probably because of communication restrictions and just being able to move goods around when you didn't have cars, and you know. So yeah, so the maybe 4 smaller kingdoms, but the thing is when they needed to unite, they united into one kingdom. So there has to be this harmony between everything. You know, like you hear a lot about the caliphates, and they were always fighting and trying to kill the brothers, and anyone that would succeed the throne they had to kill. There's no trust there. There's no connection to the people around. It's all like survival of the fittest. It's like power struggle type battle for leadership. And so it's a different world where I feel like the Merovingians were of the opposite order, where they put trust in people and they allowed people respect, and in by giving that to the people, they then respected their rulers. You say the ones that govern, right? And one of the clues for me in this was when I heard Elon Musk actually say, it's like, to be frank. And so the Merovingians they started the Frankish Empire. They were the first. Childeric, or I'm not sure his name, was the first king. But yeah, to be frank means to be truthful. And so to me that is a very good indicator of the type of culture that these Merovingian people were. And thinking more about it is like, it's what the French culture has become. And you see with the Merovingians, I believe that they were very creative, and they inspired like good food, and they inspired good creative arts, and that seeded the French culture. And you see that now with like their culinary, magnificence, the French, and the language is so beautiful, and the buildings, and like they have this culture that had to have come from somewhere, and I believe it came from the Merovingian peoples, because they created this harmonious kingdom that lasted for a little while until it was. This is the thing, it's to me, a place like that is it is giving light to the world. It's it's healing people. It's like making people become wiser. It's the people are looking after their kingdom. They're continually growing and becoming better and better people. We got Cavi playing just here. We'll put him on actually. Yeah, baby. Sounded good. Okay, alright. Yeah, so Merovingians, I think they set up the culture of France, but the history is so almost non-existent on the people. I know there was, like, when they would, towards the end of the dynasty, they captured one of the kings, and like the way to disrespect the king was to cut his hair. And that really interesting because there's stories of Samson and Delilah. Samson was a great man, a leader who had long hair, and he was very strong and powerful, couldn't be beaten. And his wife, Delilah, betrayed him. She was from another tribe, I think. And they worked out how they could defeat him was to cut his hair. And that is also I've seen that written about the Merovingian king was to cut his hair, to remove his power. Really interesting little bit of information. So yeah, they eventually moved into the Carolingian dynasty, but I believe there was the line of kings of the Merovingians, like they believed in hereditary lineage. The Carolingians were the mayor of the town. Pippin the Short, I reckon his name was, and he became the king. So like a different lineage, a different bloodline became the Carolingians, and then I guess that moved into Charlemagne eventually, who I think, so it seems like they still did a good job. They managed to run the place until Charlemagne. But how different did they run the place compared to the Franks? I would really be interested to know. Like, is there stories of how things changed when the Carolingians came in? Calling out to Merovingian history experts, and who have actually found some, truthful accounts of these amazing people, because I haven't looked into the buildings that were created over that time. That'd be a good path to look down. But yeah, what was the systems that they used? Like, how did it structure it to create that harmony? To create creativity? And this is the journey that I see we need to be talking about, is how do we create a perfect harmonious system for humans to live in? Because obviously we haven't, and that the system includes like belief system. Like the system includes like belief system is in believing in love and believing in connection, believing in the heart space. So yeah, there's so many examples from history that we can look at. What about the Babylonians? Like, you hear about those guys. Supposedly, I was reading like the Sodom and Gomorrah in the Old Testament. We were told that it was, a place of sin, but the opposite of what I've heard was they were like harmonious, beautiful cities that was destroyed by someone who didn't like humans being in that space of living in harmony and beauty and creativity. Like, and then I think that's when the Tower of Babel came, because we were all of one language, one world, one culture, one family. And then we were gods, got pissed off and split the humans threw them all over the earth and gave them individual languages so we could never come together again. Yeah, but so there's so many examples of amazing little civilizations that occurred But we really don't know how they managed their affairs. What was how did the people, like how did they think? How did they live? Like I've even come to the conclusion that like the ancient Egyptians, they had to have a civilization last for as long as they did. They had to have a system of harmony for their people. People had to want to get up and do things to make the place better. Otherwise, it was just all falling apart. Now, there may have been periods of time where, because 3,000 years, a lot can happen in 20 years. Like, but I don't believe there were slaves. I mean, maybe they used slaves, captured slaves, but not the Egyptian people themselves. I think they were willing to work. They were just or not even work. They were just creating for the good, like being the bees, creating the hive. They just did it as long as they had food and they had family and they had a place to live. Then they would contribute. But yeah, there had to be this harmony. There had to be harmony in the. And what do I mean by harmony? I mean where there's love, where there's support for one another, where it's all one big family, and there's lots of celebrations, and it brings the city together, the towns, the cities, the country. Like, I think we have remnants of it in our modern world, like the Olympic Games. That I believe that came from the Greeks, but who knows? Like, it makes sense that the tribes of the past would have had annual events, or every 4 years they would have had a Olympic Games, just like the Scots do the Highland Games. Like, all the tribes, and then the best from each tribe come together, because they're all ultimately a consortium of tribes under one rule, but there's many tribes. So to bring that harmony, you bring in games, right? All sorts of games that are relevant for that time. Archery and horsemanship, which is the equestrian events. But they seem very tame now. I'm sure they were a little bit more exciting in the day. But yeah, it's in the best interest of the people in charge to bring harmony to the population. And yeah, so harmony, to me it also means people that are wise people. So you want to educate in a way that brings out the wisdom. So yeah, there's remnants all through our society of, I believe, how a fully functioning system worked. Maybe like the Greeks, it seems like they had a system that worked for a long time, but what caused it to fail? The Romans had a system that worked, like Julius Caesar. What did he create? Like he was really the guy in charge and made amazing, like very impactful changes to the whole Roman civilization, to the point where he would be like Caesar. His name was used as the term for king going forward. Like, he was so respected for his, like, I guess he was an amazing general, but I'm sure he was an amazing statesman. He was also probably a very handsome and charismatic man. I read that he was very much a ladies' man. Women loved him. So there's a ruler that had, I assumed, the heart of the people, and because his heart was with the people. So yeah, we could learn a lot from that era as well. So what was it that made it function so well? Yeah, many places we can look. I love the Aryan tribal system. That's very hard to find information on, but I feel like they played a huge role in spreading light to the world. I believe that they were very much a conscious civilization. Like it's all written in Sanskrit, like the Vedas that they still have retained that information from India. Like the Indians, they do that well. They hold on to their past, they hold on to their cultures, and where Europeans, I think, tend to forget stuff quicker. So yeah, so we can see the Vedas, that like these books were written by the Aryan people, and they created an amazing language, Sanskrit, which is a spiritual language. So like and they practiced equality of the sexes. I feel like they were very much spreading light to the world, rather than ruling with a heavy hand. They were doing the opposite, and that allowed them to move all over the world. And I believe like that system was then incorporated into the tribal systems of the world, but there's next to no information on that anymore. So, but the Vedas, they have a lot of information on how the tribes' systems worked, how the society was structured, the belief systems. There's a lot of information retained by the Indians, which is really amazing, and that's to me probably the next path I'm going down, to learn more about those tribal structures. And because they also had, what I did read was they had a chief, a raja, a king in a tribe, but then they would have a council underneath the king. It's the council of like 12 council members, and then I'm not sure how the structure went after that. But yeah, lots of information to look at and discover. But yeah, ultimately, we need a new system. It's not like a revolution. It's basically just using a different methodology to bring harmony to to people, and you can still include your little village into another country. It's not like you're not participating. All you're doing is creating a different system inside another system that they both work together. Now that's the big question, is like, is that possible? A free society within a not so free society could cause some issues, but maybe not. I think if these centers are a place of healing and a place of celebration and a place of rest, I think they could work very well in the world, and they'd be accepted by everybody, because everyone would see the benefit of the place. That's the image that needs to be shown to the world, is that of what we're actually dreaming about, and that it's not a cult. It's not a bunch of people that we're talking about hippies. It's not hippies. We are educated, wise, lived many lives people who simply coming together with our skills to create a space where people can heal and expand in with their consciousness. Got the camera angle wrong. There you go. Yeah, that's what we're doing. And it benefits everybody. Like, there's no threat to anyone. The only threat it brings is to power players and like people who living in those more lower vibrations, I guess. But we should all be striving higher. We should all be wanting our friends and our lovers to be growing and finding that inner joy. That's what we want everyone to be seeking that. And when we see people who reach new growth spaces and more healed, it just brings me joy to see people like shining, overflowing with love. And so, why wouldn't the world accept such places? The thing that where the problem occurs is when you have methods and ways, like maybe what's an example that might cause problems in the old world to this new world. Usually, like, sexuality causes like differences in sexual beliefs. So, you know, if like someone started having orgies in their tribe, that would cause problems with the outside world. So that could cause issues. So maybe not having the orgies. I don't know. This is where maybe you have that type of tribe out in the middle of the desert, you know, where you're doing things that the society may feel offended by. So you just do them away. Like, this is the tribe for these this type of kink, or this type of, maybe it's like you want to grow cannabis. You want to grow, like all sacred plants, and then it's not a good example because most people would accept that. I think most societies would accept that if they knew why you were growing these plants and what you were utilizing them for. Yeah, so there's always going to be some differences of opinion, and it's like you could call it a generation gap. It's like new ideas upset some people, but the old new ideas upset the old. It's like, but I feel like we can manage a transition, and if people know who we are, which is just simply open-hearted people, that's all we are. It doesn't matter color, skin, race, culture, none of it. It's all to do with being open-hearted. Yeah, open-hearted is the way. And so that's all we're asking, is like open-hearted people. To create an open-hearted world. Yeah. So, I'm going to shut it down now, but thank you for listening. I hope you, we're getting there. Our camera angles and mics, a little bit over the place, but thank you for persisting with the listening. And I'd love to hear feedback and suggestions, suggestions on how to make this even more amazing, because this is what we need to do. We need to talk more. We need to share our stories. We need to hear how amazing everyone is. Yeah. So, thank you. Much love. See you tomorrow night. Bye.